So I'm very, very proud to be standing alongside with these beautiful and inspiring women today. In life, you know, there's a moment when you stop and you ask yourself, how I did get here. By my standards, while this is definitely one of those moments, I find myself going back to the beginnings, back to my roots. I was born the fourth of 5 children family in a lower middle class family in Dikwene, Medellin. I haven't always been allowed to dream to be a mountaineer because of my gender. I've not always had the support of my family or friends to do what I'm doing, and I've had to really fight to be who I am today. People haven't always taken me seriously as a mountaineer, and neither as an athlete, because all they expect is a certain form full of muscles. But mountains are 70% mind and 30% body. You climb with your mind. And let your mind, you climb with your mind and you let your body follow. So how did a girl who feared to walk in a forest because of her mother telling her that forests are full of poisonous snakes, Lebanese mothers maybe, or climb a rock, now the first Lebanese woman to reach 5 of the 7 summits around the world. Today I want to share with you my journey of how I got to where I am. I want to talk about my childhood, my teenage years, university, and becoming an accidental adventurer. All of these periods in my life have gotten me to where I am today. By the time I finish speaking, I want you to feel that yes, you can achieve your dreams and goals too. Childhood. Describing my childhood with 3 words, I would say darkness, candles, picnics with sunlight. I'm always asked if I started mountaineering with my parents and if it was a passion that I had since I was little, if I visited the Alps with my parents, but the answer is no. Well, I totally understand where this question comes from. I grew up in Beirut during the Lebanese Civil War. My family hid underground for safety and lived by candlelight, or we had sometimes to flee to Jounieh to stay alive. I spent most of my early childhood underground, and I never had the chance to connect with nature and climb mountains. The closest I got to nature was the Sunday picnics in Vista, Harissa. I still remember vividly running between the pine trees and making campfires with my brother George. I, like many Lebanese people, am a survivor of war. Teenager. 3 words for teenager will be sporty, creative, no self-confidence. As a teenager, life wasn't easy. I had no self-confidence. I was too tall and too thin to fit in with other kids my age. At school, I always got good grades, and I stayed for after-school activities. Sometimes I would do them all, like basketball, volleyball, theater. I have a solid memory of one interesting situation that at the age of 13, my body was growing, and I couldn't run anymore, like not even at 200 meters. My brother George, who loved sports, would explain to me how to train, and we go to the gym together. He would teach me how to weightlifting, but I believe that my muscle didn't develop as fast as my bones. I remember every day pushing myself to try to run even 10 meters more to achieve my athletic goals, like running a 3K competition race at school, and I got the silver medal. University. University was like self-discovery, connection with nature, and a lot of curiosity. In grade school, I passed the entry exam at the architecture school at the Lebanese University, ranking number 6 among hundreds. As I started studying architecture, sports started to fade away from my life. With the long working nights to meet the deadlines of the project. By the age of 20, I was feeling down and I was longing for sports. The coincidence brought me to visit La Réserve FA and to spend a fun day enjoying some outdoor activities for beginners. I was far even to be a beginner, honestly. I remember feeling afraid many times that day, but I loved this new sporting challenge. That day, I would have never imagined that 12 years later, I will be on a panel talking about my journey of being the first Lebanese woman on the quest to climb the 7 summits. A love for nature was born in me, and I joined the Spéléo Club du Liban, and I believe that in discovering caves in those 2 years spent at the association forced me to become a mountaineer. By 2008, I had already climbed Sauda, the highest summit in Lebanon and the Middle East. I connected with nature, and I understood a lot of my fears. I also finished my DES in architecture and was working part-time in an architectural firm. But I always knew I wanted to study in Italy. My determination in mountaineering goes hand in hand with my educational goals. And my Italian journey has taken me to many places. I obtained 2 master's degrees in Rome with the help of scholarships, of course. One in management of public projects and the second in conservation of historic cities. Right after my master's degree, I won a highly competitive grant of 12 months to work in a research center at the Getty Conservation Institute in Los Angeles. And with the help of another scholarship, I obtained my PhD in landscape and environment just last year today. I did this all in a span of 10 years. The accidental adventurer, the last part. Describing this phase, I would say sense of achievement, joy, growth. The Alps were my first mentors. Their sharp edges and deadly crevasses taught me to overcome obstacles with cold blood. I remember in one of my diaries while climbing Mont Blanc for the first time in 2009, I wrote, "What I fear now is being controlled by fear and not knowing how to deal with it wisely. Panic is deadly. I can't afford panic." Mountains become a joy for me. I would include a climb with any trip I took. For example, if I was delivering a presentation in Spain, I would extend my stay, go to Granada and climb the Mulhacen, 3,500 meters for a day. So this is how I have been able to climb 26 mountains around the world. Mountains are my joy, my passion, and for sure, my mentors. In 2012, I started the 7 Summits project with a Lebanese team called Team Lebanon. We wanted to be the first Lebanese team to climb the 7 summits. I shared 3 successful expeditions with the team and then hopped to my PhD. But one time when I was sitting in the library of the University of Sevilla in Spain, I remember vividly that moment, writing my thesis, I took a break and I read on my feed about the first Saudi woman to climb Everest. Raha Muharraq inspired me and motivated me because I asked myself, why we don't have the first Lebanese woman to climb Everest? This is why I believe that women empower women, leading by example. Life has thrown me its challenges like it has for every one of us. Just last year, in November, I was burdened with the idea of giving up on my mountain climbing goals because of financial support challenges, lack of motivation from my surroundings, as well as the lack of support from my parents, which is a challenge in and of itself because they don't think a woman should be climbing mountains, but rather starting a family and settling down only. The pressures and stress was real until I received a message from Henry. Who's Henry? So I received this message on my Facebook page. Henry is an 8-year-old boy who wanted to do his school project about me. He had to do a research and a presentation about an explorer and a hero from anywhere in the world, and he chose me. Henry decided to choose a Lebanese woman as his hero. At that time, I realized that my project wasn't just about climbing mountains, but inspiring young people to pursue their dreams. Because of people like Henry, Elias Ali, the Gwene Municipality, Himaya, the National Commission for Lebanese Women, I am here today to tell every kid and every young person, every woman, that yes, you can achieve your dream and pursue whatever you want to do with hard work and determination. Yes, You Can is an initiative that I started to encourage people to follow their dream. And an 8-year-old boy encouraged me and reminded me why I started climbing mountains and that I must continue. And I inspired and encouraged him because I climbed mountains. So yes, you can do anything that you set your mind to. I am sure that at this specific moment, there are many, many young people, especially in Lebanon, who have lost hope and decided to take the easy way out. But I am here to tell them and to tell you that you can't give up. You need to try, fight, and keep going and move boldly in the direction of your dreams. I am here to tell you that I have encountered many challenges during those past years, and I'm still encountering more. And despite everything, I am here today pursuing my dream, and yes, you can too. As you can see from my journey, I have faced many challenges from my childhood to my teenage years, right on through university and becoming an accidental adventurer. Every time I come back from an expedition, people always ask me, what was it like to stand on the top? But sometimes I don't have an answer because oftentimes at the top of the mountains, I can't see anything. I can't see the beauty of the view because it's blocked from a storm or clouds. So I ask myself, why am I doing this if I can't enjoy the view? But when I look inside myself and I see I have conquered summits, I feel a sense of achievement. I feel brave standing in front of society norms. Now I see a person who is no longer afraid to live life passionately, and a person who tried something that once scared her to death, literally. For all my ladies in the room, we women have faced many challenges, and our ideas don't always fit the social norms. We have to stop labeling ourselves or allowing other people to label us. It doesn't matter if you're 70 years old or you're a mother or working full-time. Who said women can be classy, educated, and athletic at the same time? I want to encourage women to leave here today to chase their dreams. Don't try and fit a stereotype, but go out and create something new. Create your dream. I want to encourage everyone here to go out this weekend for a hike with a friend, family member, in one of our beautiful parks in El Shouf, Tanourin, or Erez. I also want to invite you to help me support this project, spread the word about what I'm doing, support women in sports, motivate other people to pursue their dreams, and of course, this project still needs financial support to allow me to take the Lebanese flag on the top of Mount Vinson in November 2018 and Mount Everest in May 2019. I'm happy to speak with you further after this event. But lastly, I want to leave you here today, but not just having heard me, but having applied what I have said into your life. Don't call it a goal, but rather make a plan and work towards your dreams. Fight, fight, fight. Fight for what you believe in, regardless of all the social labels, because yes, you can.